I've got something special for today's video. I'm going to be smoking some beef short ribs, but I'm going to be smoking them with olive wood. That's right, olive wood. I've never smoked with olive wood. I don't even know anybody that's used olive wood. But people do use it to smoke, and it's supposed to go really good with beef. So I have about 3 pounds of beef short ribs from Hearst Ranch. These are really good short ribs. I've used them before. In just a minute, I'm going to season these short ribs with a rub that I'll show you how to make. And they're going to stay in this rub overnight in the refrigerator. Tomorrow we'll be putting them on the Oklahoma Joe's Highland to smoke with that olive wood. But I want you to stick around for that, because there's going to be something else going on the smoker with these short ribs. I'll be tasting both of these things when they come off. I'm also going to be using the short ribs and this mystery item for an upcoming video. This is a very simple 5-ingredient rub. We have half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, half a teaspoon of a very fine garlic powder, a teaspoon of coarse salt, a teaspoon of black pepper, and a tablespoon of paprika. We're just going to dump all these in a bowl and mix it up. Give it a good shake. Let's give this a taste. That's going to go nicely with these short ribs. Here are these lovely beef short ribs. A lot of meat on these, a lot of flavor that's going to come out of them. But we need to get them in a bowl and get this rub on them. So I've got the short ribs in a nice big metal bowl. First thing I'm going to do is just hit these with just a little drizzle of olive oil. I just want to coat these. It's going to give it a little bit of flavor on the surface here when we put the rub. I like olive oil for that reason. And now we're just going to start sprinkling our rub. Some more. Get it all in there. And then just work it around. Any idea what the mystery item is going to be? I'm not going to tell you. You'll have to wait and see it on the smoker. Here are the beef short ribs. I'm going to transfer these into a Ziploc bag, put them in the refrigerator overnight, let them absorb all that, and I'll bring you back when we've got the smoker going tomorrow with our mystery item. Good morning. As you can see behind me, there's smoke rolling out of the Oklahoma Joe's Highland, and it's time to get these short ribs and the mystery item on the smoker. All right, we are just right about a temperature at 225. I'm going to be trying to keep this today between 225 and 275. That's a wider range than I normally like to do, but I've never cooked with this olive wood before, so I don't know how hot it burns, how fast it burns. Got both my water pans in there full, one over by the firebox side, one in the back corner by the smokestack. I'm going to put these short ribs closer to the smokestack side. These short ribs have great color on them right now after that rub we did last night. I'm going to be smoking these for about 3 hours just in the open like this. I'm going to check them then. I know they're going to take longer than that, and I will likely transfer them to a foil pan with a little bit of liquid and foil that for another hour and a half, 2 hours. But now it's time for the mystery item. What could it be? Oxtail. I'm going to be using the meat from these oxtails for something special. We're going to taste it alongside the short ribs, but I'm going to use the meat from these oxtails to up the flavor in my favorite thing to grill. You'll have to wait and see what that is in another video. Right now, we need to close this up, build back up to temp, and let these smoke. I can already tell you the smoke from this olive wood smells really good. Someone in one of the comments on another video said that olive has a very earthy scent to it. That's right, that's a really good description. Nice, earthy, deep sort of smell to it. I'm really curious how it's going to work on these short ribs and oxtail. It should work great. That's what I've heard about beef, so I'm excited to see what happens. Okay, we're just over an hour into this, and I'm going to check our wood, see how we're doing. We're at about 227 right now, so it's getting about time to add some wood. Knock some ash down, get another piece in there. We'll let that piece start to catch before we close it up. Just from the amount of wood used so far, the initial piece of wood, one starter piece, and this one, kind of adjusting for time, it looks to me like it would use one full stick per hour with this olive wood to get that 225 to 275. It was really close to about 250 the whole time. So I cut these in half, so it was 2 half sticks to go an hour. That's pretty comparable to a lot of the other wood that I use. I have to say that it seems to start pretty quickly. It seems to burn really clean. Don't get a lot of white smoke with it. And once it's going, it keeps going. So in terms of just usage and heat management and amount of wood used, so far the olive, it works good. It's always hard to see in this sort of light, but we're burning nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and close up the firebox. Good smoke rolling already, not dirty. So far I'm liking this olive wood. I'll bring you back when we're ready to check it later. All right, we are just at about the 3-hour mark. Let's see how we're doing. Oh my goodness, those look beautiful. In this bright sunlight, it's not easy to see. I hope it is, but they look gorgeous. Those short ribs. And look at those oxtail. So tempted to taste something right now, but I know it needs to go more to become more tender. So patience. Okay, so we're gonna get them into 2 separate foil pans here. The short ribs, we're going to try and keep the meatiest side up in the pan. And the oxtails get in their own pan. I guess it's not oxtails, it's oxtail because it's all from one tail. Actually, this is one tail right here. The butcher gave to me and cut up and trimmed. Close this while we wrap these up. Now to these pans, I'm just going to be adding a little bit of vegetable broth. Not a lot. Just want to keep some moisture in there. Seal it up tight. Some foil. We'll get these back on. Once more, I'm going to keep the oxtail closer to the firebox. Put the short ribs over here. It's going to close it up now. So those now are going to go for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours in those foil pans. I'll check them at about 1.5 hours. I want them tender. Even if they're falling apart a little bit, that's fine. I just want to see if they need to go back on the smoker outside the foil pan any further. Kind of like you do with ribs in a 3-2-1 method. I want to see if this needs any 1, or even if it's like 15 minutes, I want to check it. But they already have gorgeous color on them. Part of that's due to that rub, but they're just cooking beautifully, and the olive wood so far, doing great. If I need to maintain the temperature during this time, I'm not going to add any olive wood. I'll just put some charcoal briquettes in there. Smoke's not doing anything through the foil. And then if I need to at the end, I can add some more olive wood. So I'll bring you back when we're ready to see how these are doing. Okay, so the short ribs and the oxtails have been in the foil pans with some liquid for about 1.5 hours. I want to check them now for tenderness. Peel the foil back here. I'm going to check these with a fork and just see how tender they are. They seem pretty, yeah, those are fork tender, all right. Okay, these are done. Let me wrap these back up. Let's give the oxtails the same check here, or the oxtail. Keep saying tails, oxtail. Oh, yeah, those are fork tender. Okay, Cover those back up and we'll get them inside and do some tasting. So there are our beef ribs and our oxtail. I mean, just look at them. They look gorgeous, they smell gorgeous. I just can't wait to try these. All right, I'm going in. Beef short ribs first. So this is going to be a real test of that olive wood. I'm really curious to see what sort of flavor it imparted, if any. Here we go. Oh, wow. Wow, that is really different. That's not just the rub. There's a very distinct flavor in this. I like this. Oh man, I'm a little stunned here. I didn't expect there to be such a distinct flavor. Super tender, super moist, really held in those juices. I mean, just coming off the bone, you can see that. That's the way you want it. You can take it further, get it fall off the bone. I like it where you can bite it, pull it away. That olive wood, wow. I don't know what else to say. Absolutely distinct, unique flavor imparted into the meat. I mentioned before someone described it as an earthy flavor, absolutely. And it penetrated. This is just awesome. Now let's see how the oxtail tastes. I'm gonna use a fork for this. Smoke penetration in there, it might be a little hard to see, but it's there. Let's see how the olive tastes on the oxtail. It's the same. That flavor from the olive is very unique. It transferred between the two pieces of meat. So I know I'm not just tasting something in the short ribs on the seasoning. It's in both of these. And boy, is that good. Super tender, super juicy. I could tell you all sorts of things. I got to go back to that olive wood. There's something about it. Never used it before. I'm definitely going to be using it again, especially on beef. I think this would go good on brisket, but I think it would really go well on a chuck roast. In that shorter period of time to cook, I've gotten great smoke penetration on chuck roasts. On that Oklahoma Joe's Highland with these sticks, I think a chuck roast would be awesome using olive. I love being surprised by new flavors, new methods, new experiences, and that olive wood, man, is that a very pleasant surprise. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to check out some of the other videos on my channel and consider subscribing. And if you do, click that bell for notifications. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you again soon.